Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. For DIY number 1, I'm going to begin one of these wooden plaques from Family Dollar I got last year after Christmas. And I'm going to go in with the Waverly Antique Wax, give it a full coat on the back and a light coat in the front. And I also painted this scrap piece of wood that I had, and the Dollar Tree does have this type of wood as well, if you don't have any scrap wood. I'm going to go in with this super glue wood glue and adhere this wooden plaque onto my scrap piece of wood. And I'm also going to use some hot glue for the immediate hold, and then of course the wood glue for the long-term hold. So I'll go ahead and place these two together, allow this to set for a minute. Now I'm going to take some Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White, and I'm going to take my chunky chippy brush from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to do a light dry brushing on this whole piece to help bring out all the features, all the letters, all the edges, and then of course the little snowflakes and the Christmas tree as well, making it look kind of frosty and wintry, perfect for Christmas. And of course, as you see, this says Merry Christmas, and yes, we'll be turning this into a nativity DIY. You'll see how in a second. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up and dry brush all the words and all the little features on here, and I also turn it around and do the same on the back because we want a full look. Now here it is, nice and dry, and from Hobby Lobby I picked up this little set of nativity buttons. Look how adorable, and it was 60% off too, so that was a plus. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out of the little package, and I'm going to remove the little button part on the back. But first I'm going to show you real quick how cute these are. Look at the details. These are just darling. So I'm using my EMT shears, and I'm going to remove all the little button parts to this because I want these to lay flat like a cabochon. And so I'm going to snip them off real quick. Now here they are, ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out placement for these. So I put Mary on the left, Joseph on the right, baby Jesus in the center. The little angel, I kind of wanted her to be a little bit higher up, but here I'm just trying to figure it out. And I put the little lamb on the left and the little donkey on the right. And then the little angel, I decided to put her up a little bit higher. And then I used super glue fix-all adhesive and some hot glue to adhere them all in place, and look how adorable. Then I also decided to use some Dollar Tree greenery, some of these evergreens, and just like that, they're on there. And what a sweet way to say Merry Christmas. I just love it. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. This video is a Happy Birthday Jesus video with meaningful nativity DIY celebrating the true meaning of Christmas. And I'm collaborating today with my sweet friend Janis from Craftastic DIYs. And we both decided to create nativity decor DIYs for you guys. Some new fresh ideas. And when you're done watching my video, please head on over to my description box, click the link to her video today, and enjoy. For DIY number 2, I'm going to begin with this little treasure box that I found at my local thrift store. It was only $2 and it's pretty cute. It's made out of wood. So I'm going to go ahead and take a baby wipe and just clean it all up like this because it was pretty dirty. Removed all the stickers and everything. I'm not going to paint it though. I'm just going to do a little bit of dry brushing with some of the Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White and my chunky chippy brush. You guys know I love to do some dry brushing. So I'm just going to blot on my paper towel and have fun. And I go ahead and do this to the whole box until it looks like this. I practically did the whole box with the exception of the very inside because I have other plans for that. But as you can see, the whole thing is dry brushed. And at my local thrift store, I picked up another little nativity. This one played music, but I guess it quit working. So basically that piece there is not even necessary. So I'm going to use my rubber mallet and just do a little tap tap until this piece breaks off. It's useless at this point. Besides, I kind of wanted this nativity to be flat on the back. So I'm just taking a baby wipe to freshen it up, make it nice and clean. And using my chunky chippy brush again, I'm just going to use a little bit more of the white paint to help brighten up and freshen up some of the features on this little nativity, like the little manger and a little bit on the clothing. Not a lot, just like a little bit here and there. And once this piece is dry, I'm going to stage it on the inside part of the lid. And then I'm going to use some more of the Fix All adhesive from Super Glue, which is very comparable to E6000. Works great. And of course, a little bit of hot glue as well for the immediate hold. And believe me, this holds it very, very well. Very well. So I'm just going to place it on the back here. Press tight. Allow that to set for a second. And now I just need to make sure that the lid is going to close and the whole thing is going to clear. And yes, it closes pretty well. Now I'm going to work on the inside, and I'm just going to use some of this burlap that I have. I think I got this either Amazon or Walmart, but both places sell it, so it's the good stuff. I'm going to snip off the piece that I need, put the rest aside, and now I'm just figuring out placement till I'm happy with it. And I decided to fray the ends a little bit just to give it that rustic look, and then adding a little bit of hot glue on the back of this end and using my silicone spatula to tap everything in place so I don't burn my fingers, because believe me, I've done it before. Yeah. Okay, so here I'm doing the other side. Remove some of these fibers, these strings, and adding some hot glue, and then tapping it with my silicone spatula till everything's nice and adhered. Now I can close it up and set it aside for a little bit later. We'll come back to it. And now from the Dollar Tree, I picked up this little treasure chest looking jewelry box, and I'm using this wee yogurt jar. And then this little glass bottle came from the Dollar Tree. It had shells inside of it. So now I'm going to use these paints, these metallic paints, a gold and rose gold, to paint the little wooden chest and the lid to the wee jar. So I did a full coat. So adorable. I'm going to set these aside. And now I'm going to take these little containers that I recycle, and inside are these little rocks that I got from the Dollar Tree. They're little white pebbles. And I'm going to go in with these same paints, with the exception of a little bit brown on the little pebbles on the left. And these will represent the 3 gifts that were gifted to baby Jesus. Of course, the gold chest will represent gold. And then the pebbles on the left will represent the myrrh. And then the pebbles on the right will represent the frankincense. So I'm just going to paint these up with my little paintbrush. And as you saw, I used the same paint with the exception of a little bit of the brown on the myrrh. So as you can see here, this is how they look. I'll allow these to dry for a little bit. Now here they are, nice and dry. So the frankincense will go in this wee jar. And so they just pour it in there, put the little lid on top. And then for the myrrh, I'll just use my tweezers and place them inside the little jar, little bottle, like this. Put the little cork top back on top. Now let's do a little bit of placing. And here is my treasure box. Place my gold, my myrrh, and my frankincense to represent the holy gifts. And here's how it looks on the outside. And here's how it looks on the inside. And a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 3, I'm going to use some scrap wood that I had in my backyard. You guys know I love to use scrap wood. And so I'm just going to take this one piece here. And I found this cute little nativity at TJ Maxx. So I'm going to place it on top just to figure out size. And I'm going to take these 2 pieces of scrap wood and place them on the sides. Again, this is the little nativity is going to be my, I guess, my guide for the size. And then I'm going to place this other piece. Everything looks pretty rough, but I love using this kind of wood. It just reminds me of like barn wood, rustic wood. It's just very, to me, it's very appropriate for nativities. It just looks so rustic. So now I'm going to use some of this super glue wood glue, and I'm just going to add it onto the side. And I'm not going to use any hot glue for this. So I'm just going to go for it, go with the flow, place everything on. And this super glue wood glue adheres pretty quick actually. So there was no harming of wood in the making of this. So I'm just going to add some more for the top. And I just love how it just is so rustic looking. I just love that. So now I'm going to carefully turn it around. I got to be very careful. It kind of wanted to come apart, but I guess I should have waited a little longer. But I was excited to make this. So here's some more pieces. I'm going to piece together the backing just to make it look more rustic and to use up some of that scrap wood that I have. I have a ton out there. Because every time my husband makes projects, I ask him to just leave the wood for me. Like this piece here, it's got a crack on it. I love it. I'll use it just like that. Cracks and nail holes and what have you, natural weathering from the outside, from the rain. I'll take it 100%, just like that. And so I'm just going to place these to create the backing, kind of like piece it together like a little puzzle. And one more piece fits there perfectly. And I'll go ahead and adhere that as well. And the reason why I chose to use some of the scrap wood is because to me it just looks so humble. And it just makes me think of the Lord's humble beginning, his birth, and the stable. Everything just looks so humble. And it just has that vibe of a humble beginnings. And now I'm just going to set this aside, allow all that glue to set. So now here is the next day, nice and dry, everything looking great. And I'm just going to take my drill and I'm going to make a hole right here in this spot. I'm trying to make it even to the other holes that are on the existing piece of wood. And then I'll do another hole right here. Same thing. Push down. Perfect. Now do a little cleanup. And now I'm going to take some of this. It's like a rope from Walmart. It says gift trim. But I'm just going to take this one. I think the color combination is perfect. And I'm going to take the frayed end, add a little bit of hot glue. And wait a minute, allow this to cool down a little bit. I definitely don't want to touch it while it's super hot. And this will create a makeshift needle so I can poke it in the hole easily or easier. And using my Cricut weeding tool to help poke it in. And just like that, it's done. Now I'll go ahead and cut the piece that I need, and I'll just repeat the same process for the other side. And then once I poke it through, then I'll go ahead and make some knots underneath like this. Make it a good strong knot, that way it doesn't go through the hole. And I'll do that to both sides until they look like this. Look at how cute and so strong. That wood glue is fantastic. Now I'm going to take a piece of burlap that I had and it happened to fit in there perfectly. And I'm going to snip off one end because I want to fray the ends. Remove some of these fibers. You guys know I love this look. I love to add any type of rustic feel to any kind of project. Now here I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, real thin amounts, and pressing everything down. This particular burlap is a little thicker, so I wasn't too worried about burning my fingers. So now I'm going to take my little nativity that I purchased from the store. I won't be using the stable part, but I will be adding some of these Dollar Tree hollies and a little wooden star from the Dollar Tree. This is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 4, I'm going to use a pack of these wood frames from the Dollar Tree. I think these are so pretty. And I'm going to begin by using my crocodile to create some holes because we'll be making these into ornaments. So I'm just going to make a hole here on the very top, and I'll do this to all of them. And now here they are ready to be painted. And I'm going to go in with some of this folk art chalk paint in the color Nautical. I love this blue, so pretty. Now I'm getting my baby wipe ready and some of the white chalk paint. And first I started using this brush here to kind of tap some paint, but then I ended up changing my brush to a more thicker, stronger bristle brush. And look at that, all that splatter. Beautiful. So organic. kind of make it look like the stars in the night sky. And speaking of stars, I picked these stars up from the Dollar Tree. They're made out of wood, and I'm just going to paint them white with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. And then also at the Dollar Tree, I picked up this roll of baker's twine in the white and blue. Beautiful. So I went ahead and made some loops for the hangers, and now I'm just going to press them inside the hole, and I'm going to use my tweezers to help me with this little task. And this works great. Just pull it through and then make a little loop, and then we got a little hanger. And I went ahead and did this to all 4 of them. And now to make them special, I picked up this nativity ribbon from Amazon actually, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off these pieces in this size to see if they'll fit in there perfectly, and they do. Look at that. Gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead and add some hot glue on the inside edges like this, and then I just go ahead and place the ribbon inside, and look at that. It's so pretty. What a pretty ornament. And now for the others, for the last 3, I decided to do things a little differently. I'm going to go ahead and add my hot glue onto my frame like I did the first one. And I'm working quickly because this hot glue will cool real quick. I'm going to place my piece of ribbon on the bottom and then press down my frame, and that was a little bit easier. I didn't have to worry about the ribbon shifting or what have you. So now I'm just going to add a dab of glue onto my little wooden star and placing it on top in this manner. And I did this to the rest of them, and look how cute. Here's how they look, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 5, I picked up this clear plastic acrylic cupcake tiered stand from Amazon. And this actually brought 2 stands, but I'm only going to use 1. And let me tell you, this was a great deal. If you need a cupcake stand, this is cute. But I won't be using for any cupcakes, that's for sure. These are all the pieces, and it comes together pretty quick. You just basically screw on these legs. Here are the instructions. It's pretty straightforward, and it also brings a little screwdriver. That's pretty handy. So here I'm just going to take the little screws, and I'm not going to do it all on this video because you don't need to see that. Oh, here, it also has some protective film on both sides of each of these pieces. These are acrylic pieces, so those have to be removed. Basically, just then put a screw in the hole and just twist the legs on there. That is all. And so I just did that to all of these pieces until it looks like this. Look how pretty. So what I'm going to make is I'm going to make a makeshift birthday cake for Jesus. Instead of using styrofoam and wood and all this stuff, this is just going to be a quick hack. So I'm going to take some more of this burlap fabric that I have. It's like a ribbon, and I'm going to snip off what I don't need. I'm trying to measure here because the burlap is a little thicker in width than the bottom of these pieces. Well, I just need it for this bottom tier. So here I'm just trying to figure out how much I'm going to need. Just a quick guesstimation here, and then snip it off, and then find my original little notch and trim off this piece from the bottom. Number 1, I don't need it this thick, this long. And number 2, you guessed it, I'm going to fray the ends. I love the frayed ends. I think they're so cute, so rustic. So here I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing it. I'm going to add a little bit of glue here and place this piece on. And then I'm going to go all the way around like this. Now here's where I'm going to fray the ends. Just taking my time, peeling off what I know I don't want. Now here it is, ready to go. I'm going to set it down like this for the moment. And I'm going to take another piece, and I'm going to use this ribbon that I got from Amazon. It says "Oh Holy Night" with the beautiful nighttime sky and all the stars. I love this one. And I guess I'm just going to guesstimate, snip off what I know I'm going to use, set the rest aside. And then for the top tier, I'm going to use this ribbon, another one from Amazon. This one has the whole nativity scene, but I'm going to place the stable in the center and cut from there because I want the stable in the center. Now just go ahead and adhere everything with hot glue, and just like that, they are done. Now here I'm going to go ahead and set them up to make it look like a faux cake. Because yeah, I've got to have a birthday cake. It'll just be a decor. So I'm going to add these florals and this cute nativity set and 3 little stars on bamboo skewers. And here's how it looks. And a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 6, I picked up this gorgeous gift decor at Ross. And I thought it was perfect for what I wanted to do. Now I'm just taking some fairy lights. These are from Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and stretch them open and place them inside of this gift. And I'm going to adhere the little switch on the inside of the ribbon. And using my bamboo skewer, I'm just going to place the lights throughout the gift box on the inside. Went ahead and turned it on so I can see a little bit better where they're going. And once I get all these put in place and I'm happy with it, then I'll go ahead and set this aside. And here's another little nativity I picked up at a thrift store. It was only $3 and it was half day, so it was $1.50. And I'm just going to remove everything that's on there, all the stickers and all the little hangers and little metal pieces. These are my needle nose pliers to pull out the little metal hanger. And I think the rest of it is beautiful. So I'm going to place this on top. So here I'm trying to figure out placement. I was going to remove these poinsettias, but I kind of like that it made a nice flat base for this nativity. So I went ahead and left it on. So I'm going to go in with some more of the Fix All adhesive from the Dollar Tree by Super Glue. And I'm also going to go in with some of the hot glue again for the immediate hold. And I'm going to press down and place it on the poinsettia leaves, petals, and press down like this. And it sets pretty quickly. And I'll just set it aside for the moment. Now at the Dollar Tree, I picked up this twin pack of gift tags decor. So I'm going to remove everything. I'm going to use my heat gun to help soften all this glue so I can remove the little embellishment. We'll do our own. And I do remove that jute twine. Now I'm going to use my little scraper to remove any excess glue that's on there. And I'm going to use my finger sander as well. And this is to remove most of the glitter that is on the wording. And then I went ahead and painted everything. And I used a combination of the black chalkboard paint and then the hazelnut paint. And with my Cricut, I cut out this that says "To the World." So this is a gift to the world. And I'm just going to press it down, do a little bit of scraping here, and remove the transfer tape. Perfect. And then I also cut out the words, "He is the gift." Because he is the gift to the world and to all mankind. Him, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, is the gift. What a beautiful gift that Heavenly Father has given all of us. The best gift ever. Anyway, I just love how this came out, and I'm going to go ahead and add some Mod Podge to seal it all up. So just my little brush here, just spread this everywhere, get it nice and thoroughly coated. Just a thin coat though, nothing too thick, like this, and then allow this to dry for a second. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and make my bow, my embellishment. So here I'm just going to set it aside. And I picked up this ribbon that says "Oh Holy Night." This was also from Amazon. They have some great ribbons right now. I was really surprised. And I'm just going to wind this ribbon around my hand a good like 4 or 5 times or so, just depending on how many loops you want on your bow. Snip off the end. And now I'm just going to center this so I can close it up. And I'm going to take a couple little strands of jute twine and just tie it in the center real tight, cinch it well, and tie it on a double knot for good security, like this. And now I can go ahead and pull out the loops of the bow like this. And once I get it to where I want it, when I go ahead and snip off the excess jute twine, don't need it. And I do dovetail the ends, and I don't show it here, but I do add a small piece of ribbon on the middle just to finish off the bow. I didn't do it on video, but I did do that. I did glue this on here, but then I did remove it later to fix it, and I added a hanger. And now the hanger is going to go around this one embellishment that's here. Looks like a giant berry or something, but it was perfect to hang this tag with my message. And just look at that, the nativity. Here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. If you're on Instagram, here's my QR code. I invite you to scan it and come follow me on there. I post on there Monday through Fridays, as well as TikTok. Here's my QR code for there. Here is my QR code for Facebook, also Monday through Fridays, as well as my Pinterest. Here's my QR code for there, Monday through Fridays, and my Threads account. This is my handle, also Monday through Fridays. Here's my Hometalk QR code. I invite you to come scan it, post on there twice a month. I do have a Facebook crafting group. I invite you to come join us there. And now we're at the final reveal. Let me know what you think and which one is your favorite one. Well, I'll take a moment and thank Janis from Craftastic DIYs for joining me in this collaboration and creating some nativities and nativity display ideas. I just love this time of year as we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. What a humble birth he had, and what an impact in our lives as well. How we strive to live as he did, with so much love, charity, such beautiful attributes. He is very special in my life, and I find it a privilege to create DIYs to honor him and his birth during this Christmas season. And now please don't forget to head on over to my description box and watch Janis's video, and the link to her video today will be there. I'll also pin it in my comments for your convenience. Be sure to watch her video, give her a like, leave her a sweet comment, subscribe to her channel. She's very talented, and I know you'll love her. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. Until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong. And have a great, great day. Bye-bye and Merry Christmas.